Hi, much love to you all. Today I didn't have anything planned regarding what I was going to speak about. I figure I'd just start and let it come to me. So, take a deep breath with me. Presence. And I'm not talking about gifts either. I'm talking about the right now, being present right now. Presence. Wow. Okay. So, what is exactly to be present? To some people look at it as you giving them attention. Being present might be where people understand it as solely focusing on one thing. And I'm talking about presence, living in the present moment, the right now, because that's the only thing that truly exists. Think about it. Yesterday doesn't exist. Tomorrow doesn't exist. Yesterday already happened, right? So you think, because it really didn't. Yesterday is only in your memory. And in another video, I'll do the whole physiological breakdown of memories and all of that. And I think I touched on it in one of my other videos, but I won't do that now. But I will say that a memory is just what you keep reliving. So yesterday is not real, it's not existing. Tomorrow hasn't happened yet. So tomorrow isn't real either. Tomorrow doesn't exist. The only thing, and this morning doesn't exist, this evening doesn't exist. What exists is right now. Right now. And when I say morning, I mean the early hours of the day. I don't like using morning. Anyway, that's something else. So what truly, truly exists is the right now. That's what truly exists. So when you take that into perspective, it can align you in such a way where you'll be able to actually function from that alignment. So right now, that's why it's important to always speak to yourself. And yes, you can use affirmations and all of that, whatever you want to call it. It's okay to speak to yourself. Speak to yourself. And if the right now is what truly exists, then what are you experiencing right now? Excuse me. What are you experiencing right now? Not that memory of what someone did to you yesterday. Right now, what is it that truly exists? Is it that you keep bringing that memory of a past relationship, a past, meaning a relationship that you may have had, a past experience, whatever that may be? Why still live in it? Why still live in that memory? And I know you might say, well, it still haunts me, or it hurt me, and it did this and it did that. Yes, but every time you think of it, every time you bring it back to your memory, or you recreate it. So it's almost like you're opening that wound again. Let's say you have a cut. It's almost like you're opening it back up. Oh, well, what do I do then? Well, obviously, do the necessary intermediate functions, healing, this, that, and those are more at the human level. Once you become, just be that person that no longer brings that memory into your mind. And I said this to someone one time, and they were like, well, what about that abusive relationship? Because everything I do makes me think of how I was hurt, and I get that. I really get that, because that was something that I once experienced as well. So I understand you. But at some point, you have to be okay with yourself moving on and realizing that you keep dragging that into your present moment. And you don't want to do that, do you? You want to live the right now. So right now, what, for example, let's just say you're with family and you guys are all having a great time. Enjoying that specific experience and being present and understanding that nothing else exists but that particular moment. And once you get into the pattern of doing that, so let's just say, I don't know, 20 seconds. Let's just use that. The present moment right now, 20 seconds. And you're playing games with your family, let's just say. Or you're dancing, or, I don't know, doing something that you really like, an instrument. Use all of your senses, all of your human senses, to experience that moment. So instead of just, let's say, hitting the keys on the piano, yeah, I'm present, I'm here playing the piano. No, how about you hit those keys? Every time you hit the key, you feel what that sound is doing to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like you're dissecting the present moment in a way where you're getting this best experience out of it. The best experience. So, and this just came up for me. Like, one time, I forget where I was, and this bird pooped on my head, right? And it was just, I had just straightened my hair. Okay, so if you know, like, that's just a horrible feeling. And okay, this was a couple years ago. And yes, my initial feeling at that moment was, I just straightened my hair, all those things that come with that. How am I going to clean this off? Now that little piece is going to curl, all of that, right? But then I thought of it that, like, after all those initial feelings or emotions, and with the people I was with, we just started laughing at it. We just started laughing. So the fact that I got pooped on by a bird, that laughter, that taking it so light, actually made that experience a joyful one. Because at that moment, after that, like, I wasn't focused on all my hair and everything that I had went through. No, I was focused on how we were laughing. We were experiencing that moment, that joyful moment, and laughing at me because it was just funny the way it went down and the way it happened. And after that, you would not believe how easy it was for me to just take care of that, clean it up or whatever, and be able to move on. And then what happened after that, what stayed or lingered in my memory, was not so much the frustration, the sadness, the disappointment, and all of that from getting pooped on, but the enjoyable moment that it turned into. What happens when you are in a relationship, right? So a whole bunch of things happened yesterday, let's just say the memory of being cheated on, of being hit, of being emotionally manipulated, whatever it is that you kept attracting, because remember, everything is you. So how do you go about living in the present moment after all these things are occurring? So I think what's important is for initially you to realize who you really are. Who are you really? When you take away all of your human aspects and experiences, who is your soul? Who is your spirit? Who is your higher self? Who are you really? That's, you think about that first. And once you understand that, I'm not going to say think about it, I'm not going to say believe, because when you believe something, it's mainly just a thought that you keep thinking over and over that you agree with, right? So once you know for sure who you are, from that moment you start behaving or experiencing that you of who you know you are. So then you start aligning with, all these events then start occurring. Everything starts working in your favor. And then you start aligning with that person, but that you, who you truly are, who you know you are. So then you start aligning with, all these events then start occurring. Everything starts working in your favor. And then you start aligning with that person, but that you, who you truly are. And no, I'm not accepting anything lower than love for yourself. Okay? Once you start accepting that, then the experiences that you encounter tomorrow, which hasn't happened yet, at that moment, then you start creating more experiences like the right now. Because in actuality, the only thing that really truly exists is the right now. Okay? So once you start operating like that, like the you that you want to become, the you that you are, the you that you know, then you start creating more of those experiences. And when I speak about all this, it's important to understand that things that I say are, it's to help you while you're on the journey or starting the journey, on the journey, whatever process of you not just healing, but becoming that you want to be, the you that you were created to be. So the present moment is so crucial. It's just so crucial to enjoy the right now. Forget about everything else. And when that later moment comes and becomes the right now, then you have a decision to make. You have a choice to make. Are you going to choose the right now? Or are you going to choose what happened a little while ago or yesterday? Basically, it's how are you going to handle that? And that pattern of you living in the present moment, in the right now, is what will create for you, because now you're going to be operating at a different level, right? At a different frequency. So now the experiences that you encounter, they're going to be different. They're going to be so different. I also want to mention, as far as your spiritual involvement, if it's basically you're training yourself, right? You're training yourself to stay grounded in the now. Like that's where the divine moment is. That's where your true spiritual or your development, or however you want to call it, that's where it starts evolving. Because if you're not going to evolve if you keep bringing up the same moments, because then you're living your right now is are going your right nows are going to be the same over and over and over, the experiences, because you keep bringing up the things of memory. And how do you forget that, right? How do you forget a past experience that changed you, maybe not for the better, but that's what you think. How are you looking at this? Because that past experience that you keep reliving is perhaps the same experience that's waiting for you to look at it in a different perspective so that it can elevate you. It can elevate or due to your evolvement, what you've been waiting for. And I don't like saying wait, because you shouldn't wait for anything, but it's what's going to ignite and spark. Yeah, that was a snap. Ignite and spark in you your next levels. Right? So just remember that. Remember that there is no yesterday, there is no tomorrow. There's just the right now. And that's the experience you need to focus on. I mean, because think about it, okay, regardless of what you've been through, what are you going to do? Keep dragging it? Like, what's important right now? Who do you want to be right now? Who do you want to become right now? Just shift. Shift into that person. Shift into that mentality. Shift into that experience. It's so simple, yet so simple. You know what I mean? So, something to maybe keep you focused and keep you present. Maybe you could say something like, I'm fully present in this moment, trusting that each breath is a step toward my evolution. One thing that can help you stay focused, even when you get those intrusive thoughts, is literally to take 3 deep breaths. Deep breaths. Take a deep breath, hold it, and then exhale like just let it all out. Let it all out. Oh, but I can't get stuff out of my head. Then, you know what? You have to work on that then. You have to work on that. Because if you're still going to be bringing up the past thoughts, the yesterdays, the last couple years, oh, but I can't get stuff out of my head, then, you know what? You have to work on that then. You have to work on that. Because if you're still going to be bringing up the past thoughts, the yesterdays, the last couple years, if you're going to keep, because right, the verse that says, I make all things new. Right now is a new moment. Right now is your new moment. What are you going to do with right now? Are you going to watch this scene all over and over and over again? Oh, what he did to me. Are you going to sit there, or are you going to get up and do something about it, though? What are you going to do? Oh, I don't have the strength. Well, yeah, I could see that. Let the weak say I am strong. Like, you have to want this. You have to want this. Or you're going to want to continue living in misery and reliving those moments. But what about the right now? What about you? Don't you deserve that? A clean slate? Oh, but I messed up. Look at what I said. Look at what I did. Look at what I thought of. Okay, you have the next couple seconds to reframe that. Renew your mind. Delete. There's nothing wrong with deleting scenes from your life. I do that all the time. Delete all this happened because it's, if something pops in my head about delete, that doesn't exist. Delete it from existence. You're the one with the power. You're the one with the power that keeps giving your power away to thoughts, to circumstances, to memories, to beliefs, to everything. You're the one with the power, and you're the one that decides how you're going to use your power. You messed up, okay. Delete, start over right now. Because that's all that matters, the right now. And this is, you have to train yourself. I'm not going to say, and yes, it can happen in a split second. But depending on your trauma, depending on your experiences, it might take time for you, and your age also. It might take time for you to train yourself. And it might not. It doesn't have to take time. But that all depends on you. Okay. So I know this is going to help you. I know this is going to spark something in you. And taking this step into your everyday moments, you're going to see how your life is going to change. Your present moments are changing right now. Much love to you.